Hey, and happy Friday. Welcome back to FAQ Friday, this series where I am tackling your most frequently asked questions. Today's question is, how much time do I actually spend coding as a software engineer? And the answer might surprise you. So I think sometimes it can be a common misconception for people that don't know a lot about engineering or know a lot about what software engineers do, that we sort of just sit behind a computer all day and code for 8 hours or 12 hours or however long people think that we work. But that is actually not exactly true, or at least it has not been true for me and other developers that I know. So the exact ratio is going to be different, or the exact amount of time that each developer spends coding is going to be different. And of course, based on the developer, the company, the amount of work that they're doing, and the work itself that they're doing. But some things that I do when I'm not coding, a lot of it is communication actually. Communicating in meetings, doing planning, communicating with stakeholders, understanding requirements, things like that. On days where I have meetings, which is usually in the beginning of the week for me, I might get in a solid 4 hours of actual work time. And of that work time, I spend a good amount of time understanding requirements or understanding the problem that I'm actually trying to solve. And then from there, maybe an hour or two is actually coding itself, but a lot of my time is actually spent debugging. I've ended days where I wrote a lot of code, and then I've also ended days where I wrote 10 lines of code, or maybe even less. Does that mean that one day was more productive than the other? Not exactly. If I spent one full day fully understanding the requirements of something or coming up with a flow chart and understanding the nuances of the work that I'm trying to do, I consider that to be a very productive day, because in the next day, I can hit the ground running with the actual code itself. And if I am actually understanding the requirements, the problem that I'm trying to solve the first time, I run way less of a risk of actually developing something, showing it to my team or to the person that I'm solving the problem for, and then having to go back and change or refactor my code because I didn't fully understand the first time. Development is a really big part of my job, of course, as a software engineer, but communication, I would say sometimes is even more important, and making sure that everybody is on the same page with the task that you're trying to complete. So I took an average of the amount of time that I actually spend coding in a week, and of that average, my actual coding time was about 4.5 hours. Like I said earlier, it's going to change depending on who the developer is, what company you're working for, how you work best. There's so many different factors. So for some developers, that's going to be a little, and for some developers, they're going to consider 4.5 hours a lot. If you're interested in the ins and outs of my day and what things I actually do during the day other than code and do meetings, go ahead and check out my latest day in the life of a software engineer video. I will go ahead and leave a link somewhere up here and also in the description. So what about you? If you're a software engineer, how much time do you spend coding? Or if you are on your engineering journey, how much time do you try to set aside per day or per week for coding? Or if you have a different question for me, go ahead and open the description and fill out a little form to go ahead and send me your question, and I will make a video just like this answering it. But until then, I can't wait to see you all in my next video. Thank you so much for watching.